Welcome back to the Graphics Pros, everybody. For those of you who've been here before, it's nice to see you. For those of you that are tuning in for the first time, I'm glad you're here. As most of you know, we are an apparel shop. We're an apparel shop that deals in wide format printing. We're an apparel shop that deals in screen printing. And one thing we pushed around for a long time was do or do we not get involved in embroidery? It was something that we talked about. It was something that we didn't really have a good answer to. My wife and I are always looking for ways to improve our business, take the next step, become more profitable. But I kind of fought this embroidery thing every step of the way. I think the bottom line is I don't frickin' sew. That was my thought in the process. The problem was we were getting customer after customer that was coming in and saying, I want you to do our t-shirts, but do you do embroidered hats? Or we have a big order for you, but we need embroidered shirts and we'd really like to keep it all in one place. So after time and time of hearing that, we decided that we had to do something. So we figured out we had to do something, but then the question was what? How do we do it? Where do we do it? Who do we buy from? What size machine do we need? It was a constant question and answer between my wife and I about, where are we going to fit in this market? There's very few places in our area that do embroider, and the places that do don't do a lot of business to business or wholesale. Just by chance, we had a customer come in that was ordering some apparel from us, and she asked us if we embroidered. We said that we didn't, and she said, well, is it something that you're interested in? And we answered with yes, and she said, well, I might have a person that I know that has an embroidery machine sitting in a warehouse that they don't want. She gave us their contact information. We called, and he said, yeah, get the thing out of here. So we went and picked it up. It had been sitting for a long time. Obviously, anybody that knows anything about embroidery is these machines are sensitive and they need to be taken care of. So when we went and picked it up, we knew the first place it had to go was to a shop. We took it to a shop and they took about a month to get it back to us. They said it was working. We brought it here. It was a baby lock, and it was an old baby lock. And I think it was a 6 or an 8 needle. That thing was a frickin' train wreck. When I say this thing was a mess, I am not lying to you. We had to babysit that machine from start up to finish of the product. Every other stitch, it seemed like there was a thread break or a bobbin was getting caught up or it was ruining apparel. It honestly made us reconsider even wanting to do embroidery. It was a nightmare from start to finish. Once we figured out that wasn't going to work for us at all, we decided we had to purchase a machine. Then what machine do you buy? There are so many options out there, ranging from a home machine for $800 to some of these industrial 6 and 10 head machines for $80,000. We knew after our experience with the baby lock that we were not $80,000 committed into this embroidery thing. So we started doing our research and found out that there was some companies overseas that were selling on Amazon. I questioned whether that was going to work for us or not. I want everybody out there to know that this is not a sponsored video. So I'm going to give you my honest opinion about everything. After a lot of research, we decided that the Smartstitch S-1501 was going to be the machine that was going to work for our getting started in this embroidery. I do have a link in our description to the S-1501. It's right off of Amazon. I think they're going for about $5,100 right now or $5,200. That price kind of scared me just because of how low it was versus its competitors. Was it going to be reliable? Was it going to work for us? Was it going to do hats, which after every video we watched on YouTube is the embroidery nightmare. But we decided for the investment that we had to put in initially that this was at least going to get us to see if embroidery was going to be something for our shop or if we were just going to say absolutely not. This is the machine that we chose for us. Again, it's the Smartstitch S-1501. We ordered it off of Amazon. Shipping was free, which was nice. It came crated. It is shipped by freight. We have almost 10 million stitches on this machine, and we have had very, very little problems with it. So let's start with the good on the S-1501. It came pretty much set up. We had to set up the stand, and once we set that up, we bolted the machine on. It comes with a test pattern. We were able to pretty much take that test pattern off, throw a shirt on it, and it sewed flawlessly. They do offer some setup videos on Facebook and on YouTube. There is a community that they will have you subscribe to, which is a Smartstitch community. That has been helpful. There are a lot of people that have these S-1501s, and when there is a problem or something that just isn't looking right to you, you can reach out to them, and they usually get back to you pretty quick, whether it's Smartstitch itself or people in this community that have had the problems or issues that you're experiencing. It does come with several different hoops. It also comes with the hat driver and 2 hat hoops. I thought that 90% of what we were going to be doing was hats, so that's something that we jumped into right away. It scared me a little based on the problems that we had with the baby lock. Once we got hats up and running, there was some fine-tuning adjustments just in the height of the hat frame itself or the driver itself that we had to do. You do have to run a higher plate on it so they are stable, but we did a ton of hats right off the bat. So now that we've talked about the good, let's talk about the bad. Obviously, we have one of these machines. We know a little bit about them. There isn't a ton of bad, but there are a few things. I guess the first thing that has been hard for us to deal with as a company that's newer to commercial embroidering is the tech support. It's not something that they won't do. It's not something that they're not good at, but it's the difference in hours. You have to remember that they're overseas. So our shop is open 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. They're there in the middle of the night. It essentially is contact them through Facebook Messenger, wait for a response. Every time that we've asked for a response or had an issue, they have responded. It's just a matter of getting to them when we're at the shop. A lot of times they've asked to FaceTime or to communicate with us in that way while I'm not here at 2 o'clock in the morning. So that's been frustrating, although the Facebook community that has been a part of Smartstitch has been great. A lot of people on their own accord have reached out, said this is what I've seen, and most of the time we've been able to fix or at least diagnose the problems before we heard back from Smartstitch itself. The other issue that we have had that I don't even know if it's a Smartstitch problem is the hoops that come with the machine. I can't stand them. I don't like to use them. I think a traditional hoop, like come with the machine, are prone to putting holes in garments as you're trying to tighten them down. So we made the investment of going with the Mighty hoops for this machine. They have a whole bunch that fit perfectly on this machine. They work great. I guess the problem with it for a lot of people is the investment. By the time you get a couple of hoops, the stand and everything else, you're talking $1,500. The company is from Wisconsin, which is where we're from. They've been great to work with. They'll answer questions as well. But that's one thing that, man, I wish these machines came with something like that rather than the traditional embroidery hoop. We have done some of the big flat embroidery on the back of jackets and stuff. It does come with the table and the large embroidery frame. That has worked well. A lot of it is just the learning curve of learning how to use it. They do have a lot of videos on YouTube about their machine, about how to set up, about needles, about all of that. Again, they're from overseas, so sometimes the translation is tough and sometimes it's frustrating, but we have been able to figure everything out, and they have been there to support us in the process. So with embroidery, we have pretty much reached the production capacity of our S-1501. We're getting larger and larger orders from customers. They've seen the work that we're doing. We had a customer that just came in the other day. He wanted 200 hats embroidered. That takes a long time on a single head machine. Smartstitch does have, that just came out with the S-1502, which is a 15 needle 2-head machine. We've been interested in that. But right now, as of last week, we ordered another S-1501 from Smartstitch. That is supposed to be here on Thursday. When it comes, we plan on doing a complete unboxing, uncrating setup video, and then we'll do some videos of the stuff that we do with our S-1501. I know everybody's different, but we do a lot of embroidery for a lot of customers. We'll walk you through that. We'll walk you through some hats. Maybe it'll be a way for you guys to see what we're doing, and we can all learn together. If there's anything that you want us to shoot a video on that you're unsure of, feel free to drop it in the comments. We will try to make a video of that for you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. The subscribers really help us out a lot. We want to keep making this content for you. We'll see you in the next one.